Don't
I think this was my better match.
know. Okay. How long is this match? 90 minutes. Okay.
Really.
So, cause we got two games here, I won't go like, too in depth into each kind of fight. Because obviously we
Yeah,
got two games here. What rank are you?
bronze.
Bronze. Okay.
I not even bronze yet.
No, that's fine. Everyone starts somewhere.
I don't play competitive.
No, that's fine. I mean, yeah, this is fine. Yeah, I mean, cool. We get out. It's just good. So like, that's basically what you want to do with Sombra, right? Like this is the gameplay loop. You shoot people, and then when things go bad, you TP out. You basically do this all the time, every time, because this is how you're gonna be able
I
to
try
actually
to
like,
like
yeah.
always like hack them and then
I personally don't always hack people. Like if I'm in, so like if I went around to the side here and I kind of started engaging, I usually wouldn't hack because it's not like in the middle of the fight. Hacking people is kind of hard to do at the start because they can just turn around and react. Whereas if it's like actually in the middle of the fight, people are very distracted. It's harder to deal with. So what I would do, I
mm,
would just shoot instead of hacking. So like, hacking here is fine because he's like in the middle of the team and it's hard to deal with, right?
yeah. And
And,
Memphis is pretty mobile.
yeah, he's a very
Like
mobile
getting rid of
character. So
all
like if you can,
mobility.
yeah,
Good.
if you can hack him in the fight, it's very valuable. Okay, good. I mean, so far, you're doing fine, but it has only been a minute, so who knows?
I
Oh,
think my team did really good at the start and then sort of kind of got a bit bad.
right. Okay, this is fine. Okay, we're getting a little greedy here. I can imagine you probably die here. Yeah. So why do you think you died here?
People and just around way too long.
Yeah, but there's a couple of main reasons. Like here, you shot, it was good, awesome, and then when they started shooting you, you went to TP out. The problem is, I don't think you had like an idea of where to go because you ended up just throwing it at the wall here, and then you ended up being like really close to them. So a big thing on Sombra is that you want to have like an idea of where you want to TP out to that isn't going to be like super bad. So in this case, you should kind of have it in the back of your mind. Okay, where can I TP to that is not going to get me killed immediately? You could go over here in this room. So like just throw it to the left a little bit. You could TP up to the roof. TPing onto roofs is really strong as Sombra because obviously a lot of people aren't going to be able to reach you like as fast. Or you could TP like up here, right? You should just have a general idea of like where you're going. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because then if you don't, you're gonna panic, and then you're gonna get shot at, and then you're probably gonna die. And now the actual reason why you died is just you're in without translocator. It's like engaging is fine, but you can't get out, so you die. It's that simple.
Yeah, I'm always getting in, but I never have like any way to get out.
Yeah, and like that's what you want. Like it feel like it can feel like you're not doing a lot by just waiting for your translocator to come back, but that's just what you have to do. Like if you want to actually hard engage, you have to have your translocator because you're just gonna die. Because like you're at 225, right? You have less health than most people, so you're a lot more
Yeah.
killable. This is good. Nice, good kill, good hack. So yeah, the hack there was good. EMP wasn't so great, but it's fine. So like this hack is good just because it's
I
like really. Oh sorry.
I didn't mean to EMP just then.
Oh what you misclicked.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. So yeah, the hack here is good because like the Kiriko is super distracted, right? Because it's like really in the middle of the fight, and there's a guy actually shooting her. So that's good. EMP this guy for the aura farm. I like that. And then yeah, and then we TP out. So I think just like your maybe your first problem is that you don't really have like an idea of where to TP out because you don't want to go in like open space because people can still shoot you. Like
Yeah.
if I show you when you TP out, there's still like a small after image of you, right? Like people can see this. for a little bit before you
Like
actually,
you're over there.
yeah, like they can still see you a little bit, and in open space, it's going to be a lot easier to actually like shoot you and see you, and then you might just die. So try to like TP somewhere with like cover, or somewhere that just isn't like very open like this at least.
Yeah.
Oh wow, my guy just knows. Okay. That was close. Yeah. Yeah, I was gonna say, because you've got this perk. This perk is like really strong, right? You can like you've probably used it enough to know that it's really strong. Because you have the perk here, you're already healing up, so you don't need to get the mega. You can just TP, right? TP, and then just wait around here because you're gonna heal up anyway, and then you can just start shooting again. You don't need to run like all the way away.
Okay.
Because like now your team's fighting, but you're not actually there to help them shoot.
Yeah.
It's just like it's a small thing that with the perk, like you can really increase your uptime, and your uptime is just like how much you're shooting. Okay, this is good. Almost died because you didn't have the TP, but it's fine. Yeah. Why do you think you died here?
Probably just not having an idea of where to go.
Uh, I mean, yeah, sure. But you're very low HP, and you don't have your translocale. So, like, that's two big things, right? So, it's going to be really easy for this guy to turn around and just kill you, probably in, like, one burst, because you just don't have a lot of health. You don't really need to engage this, right? Because you just don't have the health. Just run around, get healed, and then you can figure out what to do later.
Yeah.
Especially because like I was like
Okay.
already in spawn, like he's not really doing too much. If you can help your team elsewhere, you might get a bit more value. Okay, I was lucky. Okay, that's right. So like this whole thing kind of started from sorry, let me get there. This whole thing kind of started from this TP. It's that same idea of like you just don't know, like you don't have any idea of where to TP to if things go bad. So you ended up throwing it at these cars, and then you're just right here, and you almost died. Like,
Yeah.
where else do you think you could have TP to instead of at these cars?
Probably closer to like the spawn or like a support.
Yeah, I mean, like to be honest, it doesn't really matter like where specifically you actually TP to. Basically, all you need is just away from the enemies and like behind cover. That's it really. So like anywhere
Yeah.
but here, like you could go, over here, over here, over here. It doesn't really matter, right? You just need to not be in a situation like this where you're in open space and you're closer to the enemies. That's it, really. Because then it gets you in this like panicky situation, and it's just hard to deal with.
Like you're just low on health and you can't really do much without potentially dying.
Yeah. So this is why I don't like hacking kind of at the start of the fight, because you see how it's already kind of revealing yourself, right? And like you're not really shooting. Now I think she heard you come out of invis, but the principle is still the same because you're hacking first, kind of before the fight starts. It's just easy to react to, and you might not get any value from it anyway. Whereas if you just started shooting, at least you're getting like some damage instead. But
Yes.
that's just a small thing. Yeah, I like it. Okay. So yeah, that whole fight just stemmed from that first TP when you were shooting the soldier.
Yes.
Okay. Right now, there's not a whole lot you can really do with Sombra until like your team actually engages. Like that's kind of my one problem with Sombra. She can't really do a lot on her own unless you're like fighting a guy in their spawn or like spawn trapping. You can't really do much. And like here, I think you tried to make something happen, but it just isn't a good idea because your team isn't actually here to follow up on anything you do. So even if you distract all these guys and you force out a cooldown, it doesn't really matter because your team isn't here to follow up on it, right?
Yeah.
So Sombra, you have to be very like not so patient, but just at least like try to be aware if someone on your team can follow up, even if it's like one guy, right? If this Alari was like up here, then that's someone who can follow up on what you're doing. But like you really want to do stuff on
Basically,
your own.
so doing stuff on your own is how you get killed more, but if you're like with your team, you sort of blend in.
Yeah, and like I'm not saying you shouldn't do things on your own. Like let's say like the fight breaks out and you see Sojourn slide up here. You can realistically probably TP up here and go for the fight because Sombra does well in 1v1s. But trying to
Yeah.
engage the whole team on her own usually isn't going to work. As is any character, right? You can't engage everyone just on your own. You'll die. It's basically the same thing as any character. And also this TP here. I mean, can you tell me why this is not a very good TP?
Just teleported right into the enemy's front line.
Right into the middle of them. You don't even need to TP here, right? The reason why you feel scared to TP is because like you're kind of a little bit in open space. If you were standing closer to the corner here, you could just go to the left. And then the great thing about Sombra is that you can go to cover, and then when they try and chase you, you can throw your TP from cover into another position where they can't see you. So like you could throw it over here and they wouldn't be able to shoot you at all, and then you just run away. Or you could stand here, throw it like over here, and you see how you're going from like cover to cover.
Yeah.
Like that's something that I think you could definitely start doing on Sombra a lot. Where like you play close to cover, you get shot, you go behind here, and then you TP. It's super broken because they can't do anything about you. And then when you're invis, you can just completely run away from the whole situation and end up in a new position. Kind of like what you did here, right? Like you completely disappeared and then you're in a whole new angle to set up again. So this is a good engage. You clearly have like a good idea of where to engage from because very often you're kind of behind the enemies and like this is very good because when you're like behind the enemies or to the side, you're almost called an off angle, and it's gonna make the enemies like make a choice. Either they keep looking at your team, who they're looking at, or they have to turn around to look at you. But either way, they're gonna take damage from someone, and like usually
Yeah.
people are gonna look at you because it's usually easier to force you off the angle than your teammates. But that doesn't matter for Sombra because you can just TP out and you're fine. Now, I think you panicked here with the TP. There was no reason to TP here. You're not in
Yeah.
danger. And the sad part is that if you didn't TP, there's 3 guys shattered over here. You just kill all of them. Well, maybe not the Margaret, but you can kill the Kiriko and the Emre right here, and then you just win the fight. So don't TP if you're not really in danger, like you are here. Like you are completely safe. Not a single soul was looking at you. You could stay here for 10 years if they don't look at you, and you could just like do stuff.
So basically, TP only when you're in like immediate danger.
Yeah. Or like, TP when you're gonna get slept or like a big amount of damage, right? But like you don't basically, yes. You you don't need to TP if no one's looking at you. Because no one's looking at you, right? Oh, you got the shot and I can see the vision, but I wouldn't really do this if you're not very confident that your team can touch. Right? You have 3 people in spawn. Sure, you've got Ryan with you, but I mean it just isn't gonna work. So I wouldn't even bother with this. Just because it's very unlikely that you'll be able to touch. Cool, good virus. I haven't really talked too much about like her other cooldowns, just because I mean they are pretty simple. Okay, good virus, almost killed her. So yeah, you just kind of got caught off guard here, which is why when you have used your TP, you have to be kind of careful and like aware of what's happening around you, right? Because when you TP up here, you have to understand that there's a staircase here, and this staircase can be accessed by the enemies decently easily. So I'm not saying it's a bad TP, but I'm just saying you should be aware that maybe someone could be coming up this staircase.
I think a lot of the ways I die is when I'm trying to like hack someone mid-fight.
Yeah. And that is usually going to come down to probably you you probably reveal yourself like too early, and you try and hack when people already know you're there. If I had to guess. Careful. So we have EMP. What I would do really is I would just kind of go invis at some point, and then wait for the team to engage, like this Emre for example, and then I'm just EMP in this. Boom. And it's really important that you EMP with Translocator, which you did here, very good. And like so I mean, yeah, a good EMP. In most cases, I would probably EMP, right, and then just immediately Translocate out, because who do you think they're gonna look at once you pop EMP?
Me.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
Like
the whole
basically,
team just
yeah, the whole
turns
team.
around and looks at you.
Exactly. It's like the whole team is EMP'd. So there's a high chance, especially if you're in this like circled situation where there's enemies all around you, they're probably going to look at you. So immediately TP out, but then your team, because the enemies now can't use their cooldowns, are going to be able to get a lot of value. So then you TP out, and using the idea of having an idea of where to TP out, we can go just like on the high ground, and then we can get safe, and then from this position we can start shooting down at the enemies because they're in this like open space over down here. But I mean, we live and we get the EMP value. It's a shame that only one guy died, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Okay. I think instead of shooting the Malga, who should we have shot here?
Probably maybe Surgeon.
Yeah. And I'm not saying shooting the Malga was like too bad, because he is like what? Like 178 health. Like it's not a terrible idea, but right now the Sojourn's also half health, and she's in overclock, so she's going to be like a higher priority to shoot just because she's lower health, and obviously like she's a big threat right now, and you can take her out before she gets too much value, and like she shot you, right, and it got you killed. So you want to try and prioritize people who are low HP, and like especially people who are like big threats like overclock. As long as it's not gonna get you killed. Okay, what's going on here? So yeah, doing this, it's a little risky because obviously hacking in their face, they're just gonna shoot you and your hack gets cancelled. And then now, because they know you're here, they just shoot you. That's why I don't really like hacking unless it's like in the middle of the fight, right? It's just
So
too easy.
hacking in the middle of the fight is just a way to reveal yourself and die.
Yeah. Or like so hacking pre-fight isn't good because there just isn't enough things happening for the enemies to focus on, so they're going to be very likely to focus on you. But mid-fight, it's way better just because there's like actual chaos happening and people are fighting this guy. They're using cooldowns here. It's just like an extra part in the fight that they have to think about. And if the hack actually gets off, that's like really disruptive, as we discussed earlier about like the Doomfist. It's like here's good because this Emre is actually like really distracted and he's really trying to shoot someone. Like, can you see the difference between hacking the Emre and trying to hack the Juno a few seconds earlier?
Yeah.
Just because like this guy's distracted, the Juno wasn't, and now having the hack is going to allow you to get that extra burst damage from the virus, and it should be an easy kill. There we go.
Basically hacking them before the fight starts when they're distracted is a good thing.
Yeah. So like you can hack people pre-fight, but only if they're like really distracted by something else. The reason why I'm saying it's not very viable pre-fight is simply just because if there's like all five of the enemies and they're walking out of spawn, and then you're up here trying to hack them, it just isn't going to get a lot of value. But now that people are split and stuff like that in the mid fight, very good. Now you didn't really need to translocate here. Like you're not really in a position where you need to, because you don't really need to. It's actually gonna reveal yourself because it makes a little sound. So what I would do is just stay here, get the health back over here because you've hacked it, right? And then I would just shoot the Sojourn. And then using the idea of like, okay, I know where to translocate out to, I'll just go over here. I know I can sit here pretty safely and just shoot the Sojourn. And like you can even hack this guy if you want to, because he's not paying attention and he's currently looking at someone else. And sorry, I should have explained the reason why I wouldn't use the translocate. It's just like there's no real reason. And now having used it, you now don't have it. So it's like now it's going to be super like difficult to engage for the next like 5 seconds. Whereas if you didn't use it, you would have been able to engage and then TP out whenever you wanted to. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Cool. And yeah, here's just a target priority thing. Like we don't really need to go for the Malga when there's a Sojourn and a Juno right next to us, right? You always want to go for the more killable targets in Overwatch because you're going to get a lot more value forcing this guy out or killing him than you are, you know, doing 100, 200 damage to the tank because, you know, they're tanky.
So if you were to take out like a support first, the rest of the team doesn't have as much healing.
Yes.
It'll be easier to take
Yes.
out.
Yeah, like that's true. It's not necessarily just because they'll have less healing. It's just about who is actually easier to kill. Is it easier to just like by default kill a Malga or is it easier to kill a Juno?
Juno.
Yeah, like it like not even for the sake of like oh you know the strategy of like taking out a support so they have like less healing. That's great, but like for you selfishly, like who is just easier to kill? Juno. It's like you may as well just go for the Juno because it's gonna be easier. It's gonna get you more value faster. Like it's not even like a strat like a strat thing. It's just like they're just easier to kill. Okay, how did your miss this? I need to see. Okay. Whatever. I mean, that is the worst I've ever seen in my life. I mean, so far you're not playing terribly. You're 15-8, a bit too many deaths, but we've kind of already established why you have that many deaths, so that's fine. How long is this game? 10 minutes. Okay, I'm gonna kind of just go through this a little bit because I don't want to sit on this specific game for too long. Okay. Right. So when we're in this situation, we need to kind of be thinking, okay, I need to get healed up and I need to get on an angle so that I can shoot people. That's your main concern. You don't really want to just wait up here for no reason because you're not doing anything. So what do you think you could do in this situation? Like after you TP here, what do you think you should be doing?
Maybe going down to like hack the health pack
Yeah.
for my team.
Yeah, that's fine. It's just like as long as you've got an idea of doing something, that's fine. Because we don't want to wait up here. So I think what you could do is TP, and then because there's a health pack down here, go here, get the health back. You can hack it if you want, and then this also puts you on an angle so that by the time your invis runs out, you're going to be able to actually shoot the enemies as well. So like you're not really wasting any time, and shooting the enemies is fine here because you're going to have your TP to get out if you need to. But I mean, yeah, you actually did get to an angle, so this is good. Basically, at the end of your invis, you want to always try and get onto an angle because you want to keep up that uptime. Because Sombra already doesn't have a lot of uptime as is. That WT bag. And like you want to always try and end in a position to shoot people. So here, you don't really want to hack people when you're directly in front of them. Because they can just look at you and shoot you, right? Like look at how easy this is for the Sojourn to just react. Oh wow, that was so hard. It's not that she's a good player or anything. You just put yourself in front of the Sojourn. So it was really easy
Right,
to kill you.
so most of the time hacking from behind makes it so they have to react.
Yeah. Basically, just anywhere that isn't like directly in front of them. So like that could be, you know, up here behind her. Just anywhere that is not directly like on her screen is going to be a better position than in front because at least she has to turn around, like you said. She has to react. And then because she has to react, you can like let's say you were like up here and you tried to go for the hack, and you get to watch her turn around. So you have the time to kind of think, okay, do I want to TP out? You don't really have the time to think here because you're already in that gunfight by the time you can even think about it. But up here, because she has to react, you have time to react, and then you can just TP out if you want to. And then this is the same thing of like you don't really want to engage super hard because you don't have your TP. So if you had TP here, I wouldn't mind you going for this engage, even if it was a bit rough. But because you don't have TP, you just die because you're stuck here. Okay, good hack. We see more shooting the Juno. So yeah, we're very focused on the Malga here instead of like other people. So like we ignore the Juno who we saw was getting damaged, and we also ignore the Kiriko whose health bar we can see right. So instead of going for these two who are very killable, we go for the Malga. So this is just kind of poor target priority when you had like two guys who are super killable. Can you see that now? Because obviously I think you get tunnel vision sometimes on like hacking the tank, which is fine. Like you should hack the tank sometimes, but like right now, when there's two supports who are super killable right next to you, you should absolutely go for them instead of the tank. Even though the health bar looks like this, that's still like 200 health, right? Compared to like 180 stuff like that. You should go for these guys. It's just way easier kills, and it's just an easy way. It's an easy way to win the fight if you kill both the supports, because now the Kiriko lives, the Juno lives, and the Malga's gonna get healed up anyway. Get engaged. Nice. That was good. You could have stayed here. No reason to really TP out. You just keep shooting. Like after you get a kill, it can feel like you have to TP out, but again, if there's no one looking at you, you just keep shooting. There's a soldier over here. Okay, cool. Okay,
Right,
that's whatever.
more priority right there.
Yeah.
Kind of like prioritize killing over like support.
Hmm.
For some reason, I just feel like the bigger hitbox is easier to kill.
Right. Okay. So it's a dopamine thing. Okay. Well, that's fine, but I think you should start to understand the kind of idea of like, okay, I don't just want to shoot who's easiest to shoot. I want to shoot who's actually gonna die. That should be your new mindset, right? It's like Malgar can feel nice to shoot because he's big, right, and it's easy to shoot. But he's gonna have a less chance of dying just by nature of him being the tank, compared to the two guys over here who you can see the Kiriko's health bar, like in game you can see this guy's health bar, right? Like this guy's gonna be more killables, so just go for this guy. And don't get that mixed up with go for the supports because they're supports. I'm talking about the supports happened to be low HP, so you should go for them. But if those two were the Sojourn and the Emre, I would say the exact same thing. Because it's not about go for the supports. Sometimes
It's just go for whoever has like the least amount of health.
yeah.
It would be easiest to kill.
Yeah. Or to like expand on that, go for who's going to be the most killable. That could be if they have low health, if they're in like a bad position, like Sojourn over here, like she's in fucking Narnia, right? You can just easily go for this guy by yourself and kill her. If they have like no cooldowns, like if the Kiriko had no Suzu and no TP, that guy's pretty killable because he's very vulnerable, right? So like try and shift your mindset from shooting like just like who you kind of feel like to like, okay, who can I actually like kill? Now here, number one, engaging without Translocale, so you die. And number two, you're just kind of in open space, right? Like you're very much just kind of in the middle of the open. It's very easy to shoot you. And that's why
Open
you die.
space for Sombra is a bad thing.
Open space for most heroes are like is a bad thing.
Yeah.
like especially Sombra, because obviously being in open space just means it's easy to shoot you, but it also means that you're less likely to be able to throw your translocator into cover, especially on this point. Like right here, it's going to be really hard to throw your translocator in a good spot unless you like throw it up here or in here, and then that means the enemies might be able to shoot you out of invis and then kill you, and that's not what we want. Good hack with the Emre.
Yes.
I don't think it actually does anything if you hack an ulting Emre.
I'm pretty sure. I think maybe EMP does something.
I'm not sure. I haven't played enough Sombra because like you see how even though you hacked him here, he was still flying for like a little bit, right? Like he's hacked, but he's still able to fly. So I don't think it does anything. I'm not sure though. I need to play Sombra more to like see. Obviously hacking does give you more damage, but he was already like pretty low at that point. But that's a tangent. That doesn't really matter. Okay, we cap the point. W. We go for the Sojourn. Getting healed. Alright, cool. How many deaths have you got right now? 10. Okay. Nice EMP. I mean, so far your EMPs are low key like the best part of your gameplay. Like, they've been really good. I like it. Got a little greedy there, I'll say.
Yeah.
Kind of like TPing directly on top of him. I don't mind you doing this, but it's just kind of greedy. Like if you want to TP up, like play here, go for the shots, and then if things go bad, you can just drop. Like, because you put yourself
I
like
know translocator, so if things went bad, I couldn't get out.
in this situation you can, because you can drop, right? Like you can drop off the high ground and stop getting shot at. So I don't mind you TPing up here, especially because he's kind of on his own. But you kind of put yourself over here where like it's really hard to run away instead of just staying on the ledge where you can drop. That's it. It's like the same principle. You put yourself somewhere where like you couldn't get out, compared to where if you just went over here, you're now in a position to where you can drop if things go like super bad, like here. Okay, well that's a free kill. I'd say just like generally as you rank up, rarely you're gonna want to play somewhere like down this lane. You'll either want to go up here or run around here, because then it's going to give you access to the people on high ground, and in high ranks, like the higher you go, people are going to be abusing this high ground, and you're not going to be able to do anything if you're standing down here. But that is for future you to figure out. Good hack.
I don't really play much competitive because most of my favorite heroes always get other ones to get banned.
I get that. I get that.
Always my queue times are always that so long.
Well, I tip I can give you, and like it kind of helps me. If you're like trying to play Sombra, right, and she gets banned a decent amount, try to ban two other DPSs that like get banned often. So like Venture, Vendetta. I don't know other DPSs that get banned, because if you ban other
I
DPSs,
normally ban like Vendetta and Widow.
yeah. So like if you ban other DPSs, it's gonna obviously kind of skew the chances of Sombra getting banned, because you've put in your own weight on other DPSs, and you want to do it on other DPSs because only like two heroes of each role can get banned. So you're very like decreasing the chance that your hero gets banned. I'm not saying it always works, because obviously it comes down to just chance at that point, but that's what you can do. So here, you're just kind of going in without translocator. You're like it's a very repetitive mistake, and it might even seem like super obvious like to you now and kind of boring, but it's like you can see it. You're just going in. We have no TP. We can't get out. That's it. Okay. Good hack. Nice. Okay. Bit of a risky TP, just because you're TPing like in front of the enemies, right? If you want to TP out, go like over here. Again, it's just like have an idea of where you want to TP to, Because here, I don't think you really had an idea in, like necessarily, because like this was a very dangerous
Well,
TP.
well, I mean, I did see that the Moira was there, so I thought, and I was getting low, I might go get healing.
That's true, but
And I also had a health pack.
that's true. That's true. Two things. One, the Moira is there, but a Moira wouldn't save you from dying if everyone just decided to look at you. She can't heal you fast enough, right? And there is a health pack here. That's good. But there is another health pack you can get that doesn't require you to have teammates. You can go from here, TP over here, and there's a health pack down here. Right?
Oh,
You don't really need your supports that much, especially on a map like this where there's like a lot of health packs to go to. You can really kind of just play like on your own. You don't always need your supports. So like try to think about like where you can get health packs so that you don't have to go all the way back to your team. Because the thing about this is that now you're just back to square one. You're back with your team, and like now you need to set up all over again. Whereas if you were over here in like this room over here, you could just go back up the stairs, or run up here, and then like you're already in a good position, and you didn't have to like get all the way back here. Using your TP. Okay, good hack. You missed the virus. That's unfortunate. That's fine. Okay. Your engagements are pretty good. Like you always like. I mean, like maybe not always, but you tend to engage the enemies from where they're not looking, which is very good. I like to see that.
well, that's good.
You basically always want to do that on Sombra, just because you know it's just the best way to engage people. Yeah, I'm not sure if
How
you.
about that?
That's fine.
Was then was pretty risky.
Yeah, it was, but like this is that situation where like you can take 1v1s like this. Maybe not like this, like you TP in front of her, but like you can take isolated 1v1s. Cause like it's like mostly a 50-50, right? And like if you hit the virus, the chances of winning the fight kind of goes up a lot. Right, so now we just need to wait for our team to come back. There's not really a lot to do. We could just shoot here. They used rush for some reason. That's stupid. That's unfortunate. What happened there? Let me look at the Juno head. That's unfortunate. Okay. Looking at your POV, was there a lot you could have done about that? Not really. That's fine. That happens. Okay. What went wrong here? Do you think?
Honestly, it was just bad teleport, no like way to escape, and I just use EP, MP in like
Yeah. It's the main
sort of like a
thing.
last ditch effort.
Yeah. Yeah. The thing about EMP compared to like basically every other DPS ult is that you can't really like get solo kills like with it unless you like EMP one guy and you just go for the kill. Because you need follow up to kind of get like good value from EMP, and right now you just don't really have follow up. Your tank's dead, your teammates are in spawn. Even if you EMP these guys and then you TP out, it doesn't do anything because no one can actually kill them. And like the TP wasn't like horrible because like you kind of like got out and then you could have gone behind this door, but the EMP was like pretty bad, and you definitely shouldn't have re-engaged when you had no TP.
Yeah.
It's the thing about Sombra, like it's like super like for me it's like kind of boring to play around. Like you have to play around the TP. You engage if you have TP. I'm saying all the wrong words. You engage if you have TP, and you kind of play safe if you don't. What on earth happened here?
Grenade thing.
Yeah, you got grenades. And here you kind of went for the hack, but the Juno was already like looking at you, so then she can cancel it. So you see how trying to hack people in front of them doesn't really work because they'll just shoot you. And you got kind of greedy. You could have potentially TP'd out and got on this health pack, but it's whatever. I mean, it's not because it's like the main reason you're dying, but it's whatever. Okay, so there's an Emre over there. Uh-oh. If you live here, I'll be amazed. So okay, a lot went wrong in this engagement here. Okay, so number one, the hack in front of the Sojourn again, it just isn't really gonna work because she's already looking at your direction. and then you missed the virus, and then you TP'd in her face, and wow, everything just went wrong there. But you managed to get out. So I mean, can I complain? Well, very 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 risky TP, just because
Yeah.
boom. If this
I
guy
kind of
is
just took a chance with that one. She was distracted though.
yeah, she was, but if you like let's look at it from her POV. Like, was she really distracted? Like, really? Was she really? No. She's just slow, right? Like she was looking at you. She watched you like shoot, and then she watched you TP, and she saw the translocator go next to you, right? So like, you just don't want to TP into enemies. It's not really a good idea. Right, we'll just get this game cleaned up. I mean, it's basically over anyway. How did you die to the pin? Okay, because you tried to hack when he was there. Again, just being pedantic. When you see the Ryan about to pin you, this is like you in danger. You should just TP out. Anyway, we'll do. Just get out of this pin. But anyway, I mean, you played like okay this game. You did die a lot, but I think we've already kind of diagnosed why you tend to die a lot.
Yeah.
I'd say the main reason is that you just engage people without TP, or you're kind of just like standing in open space, kind of in front of the enemies, and then that ends up with you dying. But
Most of the time,
I'd say otherwise though, like
most of
you play fine.
most of the time, be to start to engage,
Hmm?
and then if it's so bad, I never have a way out.
Yeah. So like you want to use TP to kind of get around the map and get on angles, but you want to make sure that it's nearly off cooldown by the time that you actually want to start engaging and shooting people. Right, let's go look at the second code quickly. Let me pull it up.
Pretty sure that one's a lot bigger.
Yeah, that's probably going to be a good thing. So yeah, your main problem is that you don't have enough uptime, but that comes from you dying a lot and you kind of misusing your TP like a pretty decent amount. And like the way you use TP is obviously you're gonna want to get around the map, get to health packs, whatever. And then once you're on an angle, just keep shooting, keep doing damage, keep using virus, keep hacking people, whatever you need to do until things go bad. And then when things go bad, you TP out, and then you get healed, whatever, or you set up on a new angle, you get health back, and then you start shooting again, and then you just do that cycle over and over. Because that game, it was like a 15-minute game, and you had 8k damage. Mainly because you had 15 deaths, so you spent a lot of the game kind of in spawn, right? So naturally, if you're spending a lot of it in spawn and coming back, you're not shooting the enemies.
Pretty sure I feel like this game was a better one
That's fine.
because I hadn't been playing for as long and I was just warming up.
That's good. And the second reason why your uptime's kind of poor is you just kind of like misuse your cooldown sometimes. And like mainly your translocator and your hack. So sometimes you just use your translocator for no reason, which means you can't engage because you don't have TP. So like you just like kind of go AFK for like 4 to 5 seconds. And then sometimes, or like a lot actually, you go for hacks when you should just shoot people or like use your virus to do damage. I can see the vision, but you don't do enough damage at this range. So here, like this is where you have to use your TP to get around the map and get closer to the enemies, because that's when you're actually going to do damage. I wouldn't waste your time just shooting in the back of your spawn just because you don't do anything. Like you are like if I look at the Diva's health bar, like you are doing pebbles of damage here. Like you're doing, I can't even tell how much damage you're doing. You're doing like maybe like 1 to 2 damage a shot. It's not a lot. And like this is where your like uptime is like bad because sure you're shooting, but you're not really doing any damage. So what you need to do, you need to use your TP to get close to the enemies.
Sort of like sneak around and engage and then disengage.
Yeah, so like what you do when you engage people is you sneak around them, you get behind them, or you get to the side. And like you do that because you have your TP, and it allows you to kind of just use invis to like get around the map, and you tend to do that pretty well. But you need to like consciously think about, okay, if I'm all the way back here, I want to get closer. Let me use my invis to get, you know, over here or maybe up here, just like anywhere that is going to be close enough. And then obviously following what we've talked about, where like we want to have our TP so that we can engage, and then get out when we need to.
That one.
That one was very risky, but I mean, D.Va's dead, so it works. Obviously, don't do TPs like that, like anymore ever. Okay, good. This is good. This is great. This is amazing. We keep going. We keep going. This is like where Sombra can feel the best, where like you're just able to keep shooting and no one looks at you, and you can just keep shooting, and you don't have to TP out. You're just so free to do whatever you want because you just got TP to get out. It's like here, I would say again, you need to think about, okay, where can I go to get closer to the enemies and like still be safe? So instead of being over here, where do you think you could go to get a closer angle on the enemies?
Probably maybe the like other side of the now,
Maybe.
to the left.
You could TP over here. This is like definitely like a valid thing to do, maybe. But
Or up onto like the
yeah,
bridge thing.
what I was thinking, you just go on top of the bridge. It's a nice close angle, and again, you have kind of cover. You could just TP out if you need to. It's like it's great. Because here you're not really doing a lot of damage, but on top of the little thing up here, you can actually like do stuff. Okay, they pop out. We should probably just get out. So we almost die because we kind of just get a little greedy, and we're standing in open space. This is like one of your big problems. Like you're just kind of in the open, letting everyone shoot you, right? Can you see the problem here? It's like you're here trying to shoot the Juno, but everyone else can see you because you're standing kind of in open space. What you could do, just easy fix, you just go in this room. Because now you can only shoot the Juno and no one else can shoot you. I mean, this guy's just feeding. A good kill. All right, we engage. Why? Because we have TP. We get out when things go bad. We engage when we have TP. We don't necessarily need to TP out here. I think you wanted to go for the EMP here. I think that was the reason. But you don't even need to do that. I mean, I guess you kind of, yeah, whatever. It's fine. I don't really like the EMP just because you've kind of already won the fight. Like, there's no real reason to use it. Because like D.Va's demaxed and it's just her own break. Like, do you really need EMP to kill these guys? Not really. You can see the break. Cool. Good virus.
I think I only used it then because I thought that was like the other team had a Sigma and they used their ult, not.
Oh, okay. Well, in a 5v5, right? You can only have one tank per team. Like if you see the D.Va on their team, you know they're not playing Sigma because they can only have one tank.
I literally just killed D.Va
Yeah.
like bot thing. Then I thought, oh, Sigma.
that's fine.
Oh, they're using Exalt.
This is good. You missed the virus. It's fine. I haven't really talked too much about the virus, but basically you just use it off cooldown. Like it's not really very complicated. You just use it off cooldown. So here you die because you just TP into the enemies. That's it. Like you TP into the enemies. If there's one thing I can tell you not to do, it's this. Stop doing this. Don't do this. It's that simple. Like there's.
I meant TP up here because I thought I only saw like one person in the sentry.
Even then, my game is freezing. Even then, you still don't do this. Even if it's one guy, you don't do this because it's just kind of dangerous. And like I know the Junkertown kind of like second point example we talked about was like basically the same thing, but it's like I don't know. You just don't really want to do this because like even if it was just the Echo here or just the Torb or just the Juno, it's still kind of risky to just TP in people's faces like this. I really don't agree with it. Because like you just die. That's it. Okay. Who are we hacking? Diva, that's fine.
Habit of always just having hack out, so it automatically does it whenever I get close to someone.
I
I
don't
think it's a good thing.
it can be, but if you're holding out your hack, then you're not able to like shoot. I would just be intentional with hack. I wouldn't just hold out. I would just be like intentional, like okay, get close, shoot, and then be like, oh okay, I want to hack this guy, hack this guy. Because like if you hold out your hack, you might accidentally grab onto something you don't want to, and obviously hacking makes like a sound, right? And that kind of reveals your position. So I think being intentional with hack is just a little bit better. I don't think you really needed that TP.
Yeah, it was kind of a waste.
Like
I
you
think
can.
I just did it so I would go invisible, so it'd be a little easier, harder for them to spot me.
That's true. I mean, like, yeah, on paper that's true, but you don't really need it. Like, you don't need it to be hard, like, for them to spot you. You just need to shoot. I think a lot of people get messed up with like, okay, yeah, Sombra can go invisible, so I need to be like hard to see. Not really. Like as long as you can set up and like get on an angle and shoot people without getting like super scouted, that's basically all you need. But in this kind of fight where like the fight's already happening, what you need to do now is just shoot people. So what I would rather you do is instead of using TP here, just peek the left side of the car and just keep shooting, because now you're still gonna have your TP to get out if you need to, or to like chase a kill if it's like a good opportunity. I like the value of not being seen in this situation is less than the damage you can do. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Because like you died anyway. You had the element of surprise from being invisible, but like you ended up dying anyway because you didn't have your translocator. So like Sombra as a hero, like the hero fantasy, it doesn't like people's idea of like, oh yeah, I'm like invisible and I can like you know hack people and like be invisible all the time. It doesn't actually like merge well with how to actually play the hero and like win. Like you don't actually want to be invisible like all the time. This is good.
I just then like I kind of waited a bit, so I actually had a way to get out.
Yeah, yeah. That's fine. So like you just kind of waited so that by the time you shoot this guy, you have DP. That's good. Here again, you kind of do this a lot. You're in a really good situation where like you've already gotten a kill and you're already behind the enemies and you have TP. Don't TP. Just keep going, and only get out when things go bad. You don't need to TP in, because again, you're just TPing in into a bunch of enemies, and then they're just gonna end up killing you, right? It's like especially in a situation like this where like you don't really have a lot of teammates alive. What you could do is just stay here, shoot, and then when they look at you, you can actually TP over here. I don't know if you know this exists, but you can TP over the wall
Oh,
and then just get out. This is a really strong area for Sombra, because what you can do on attack, right, is you can just kind of TP over here, get behind, like play over here, and then just constantly keep going back all the time. It's a pretty strong thing you can do. How long is this game? Okay, like 3 minutes. All right. Okay, this brick is feeding. Good kill. Okay, we have EMP. It doesn't matter because your whole team's dead. Okay. I wouldn't even bother trying to like kill these guys. Just like get out. I mean, like you got a kill, cool, but it isn't really going to mean anything. So using EMP there, I won't go into it too much, but it's like there's no point just because your team's not there to follow up. Like, sure, you got a kill and that's great, but you would like imagine if you had EMP here, right, and like you were able to kind of walk in, EMP, boom, and then your whole team can follow up, right? Okay, trying to hack in front of the diva doesn't really work because she can just shoot you, and kind of a risky TP, but you got out, so it's fine. Okay, this game you're not engaging as well. Just like outright. You kind of consistently engage in front of them. You see, right? Like you're just very in front of them. Whereas in the previous game that we went over, you were always kind of, behind the enemies or like to the side, and that got you a lot of value, and it made it actually harder for them to kill you. But here you're kind of engaging the enemies in front, and it's really easy to shoot you, and it's very hard for you to actually get stuff done.
I feel like I could play the game.
Maybe. But did you win the game? So this CP was just kind of risky
Yeah.
here. Just again, you're kind of TPing in like into the enemies. You really don't want to do this. Like this is just like if these guys are like sentient human beings, they just all turn and kill you. It's that simple, right? Because there is 5 people over here. If they have their screens on, they turn around and kill you instantly. But I mean, we use CP to get out. That's fine. Again, engaging in front, it's very easy for the Torp to kill you. You should try and engage the enemies from behind them or to the side of them so that they have to turn around to you. Do you remember that Sojourn on like First Point Junkertown where like you can't where like, you tried to hack in front of her, right? And we talked about how
Yeah.
you want to be on the side or behind. Because of that like time to react and turn around, that's what gives you the advantage. And you want to use that every time you engage on Sombra. Because you have TP and like the speed of invis, you can set up to get on those angles like every single time. Like there's no excuse for not like doing this, for example. There's no excuse to not be on the side every engage. That's Sombra's like big advantage. Okay, we're out. We need to get the health back. Good hack. And I haven't really talked about it, but like you can use hack like in fights, like specifically stop like abilities, right? So like the Sigma Grasp or like a Doomfist block or
Yeah,
like
I used to back on the Sigma to like stop his
yeah, yeah, that's good because
like
that's like
fucking
specifically interrupting him in an ability, and like if you hack that ability and he's eaten a bunch of damage, he isn't gonna get that health because obviously like you've
yeah.
stopped the ability, so like you should be doing that. That's good. Okay, the angle is good. Why do you think this didn't go very well though? So like the angle you engaged from was pretty good, but it didn't go so well. Why?
Probably all the people like grouped up and not much cover.
Yeah. Now because it's the end, like because it's the end of the game, it's kind of hard to time your engage well. But it's mostly just because it's literally just you. Like it's just you versus 4 enemies. Like there's none of your teammates to kind of help you out here. So then you get forced out really easily, and like now, I mean, sure you get the health factor, it's fine, but because like you get forced out super easily if you try and engage them like 1v5. Now like now it's a little better because there's teammates here, but it's kind of hard just because you don't really have a lot of time. Okay, and I assume you just lose. Okay, I mean overall, man, I actually don't think you're like a terrible player. You just make kind of the same consistent mistakes. So I'd say your like 2 biggest things. Number one, you need to like always have your TP ready if you want to like engage people. Like that's just a hard rule, right? Because that's what's gonna allow you to live, and then set up and engage again. So that's your number one thing. Number two, I want you to try and like not be in open space as much, because obviously like being in the open space means that you're going to be more likely to die like faster because you just don't have cover, but also because it's going to be harder to kind of TP out into a good position, because usually the more open space you're in, the harder it is to throw your translocator into cover. And your
Right.
third thing, I think, is that you should have an idea of where to throw the translocator to. Like we kind of talked about like at the very start of the first game, you always want to have an idea of where to go.
So a lot of the time I sort of just throw it
Yeah,
and
you just
randomly.
you just like turn around, flick, and like hope for the best. But you need to have an idea. So, like in this situation, when like if the enemies turn around, you should have an idea of where to throw it, and like ideally that's probably going to be okay. I can throw it up here, or I can throw it over here, right? Just have a general idea, because then you're going to be a lot less panicky, and you're going to know for a fact of where to TP to. So like those three things, like you should like write those things down, right? Because I think if you really,
Most of the time,
yeah.
most of the time, I just TP when I panic and TP randomly without thinking.
Yeah, and then obviously if you panic, you're gonna end up TPing into the enemies or into a wall or into open space, and then you end up dying.
Hmm.
So if you focus on those three things, I think you'll kind of rank up a pretty decent amount and improve as a player. I think you should write those things down, or write those things down, and kind of focus on them one by one.
Put all that down.
Cool. So what, you got the three things right down? Wonderful. Okay, so I mean, yeah, that's it really. Like I'd say like you're not terrible. Like like kind of how to play the hero, mostly. And like your aim's pretty good. EMPs are okay. Hack and virus usage is, it's okay. It's better than I would expect from like a bronze player. You just need to focus on those three things, and I think you'll definitely improve. But that's gonna be it for our session. You got any more questions before we part ways?
No, not really.
Cool.
This was useful.
Wonderful. I'm glad.
Yes.
I'm glad I could help you out, man. And if you've got like any more like in the future, you got like any questions or anything, feel free to message me, and I'll see if I can message you back as soon as I can.
Okay.
Have a good day, man.
Thank you for
It was nice talking to you.
thanks.
I don't know if that's a man or